You think Dajjal is not going to be a religious man? Everything in Hadith is about religion. Everything in the Bible is about religion, the religiousness of Dajjal. Dajjal will be carrying heaven and hell. Dajjal will be saying God. These are all religious terminologies. This man is going to be a prophet in his own claim. So he can't be talking about sin. No one who wants to go do some party will be going towards Dajjal. People will be actually going towards a salvation. Wow. This guy will be showering money. This guy will be producing dead relatives. What else do you ask for? He'll be speaking every language of every person. He'll be doing it's like Santa Claus amplified. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This guy is going to come in and is going to be showering gifts. And these gifts are not just temporary gifts. This man is bringing people from the dead. Do not think that chaos is a sign of Dajjal. No, prosperity is a sign of Dajjal. Otherwise, what kind of deception are you looking at? The real meaning of fitan is not just the fact that you can't tell from right or wrong. The real meaning of the fitan is that you can tell between right and wrong, but you cannot do anything about it. Fitan is that state where my hands are tied and I can't say anything about anything. And the people who I love the most, the things that I care about the most are going to be burnt right in front of me, because there will be a hellfire I'll be jumping into. And it is in psychology we narrate it like a woman who has 2 kids, maybe 3 kids. Okay, in this case, let me just amplify this. And one of her kids is inside the house, and the house is just caught fire. And for her to go and save the child will have a very big risk of her dying as well. So she has to decide between whether she has to save for those 2 kids, or she has to, jump and save that little child. And she has a lose-lose situation right now. Oh. It is such a big problem that she's in right now that it's just like, in infant psychology, the infant, when it gets hungry, it knows no language. So what it does, it cries and starts yelling. And that's something that the mother knows, that since she cannot say I'm hungry, and the fact that it knows that it does not know any language, it's conscious as a human being that I am hungry, and I know that this person is going to feed me, but I do not know how to say it, so it starts yelling. Yeah. That is the exact state of the believer at that time. And the more they're going to yell, the less they're going to be believed, because that's the wrong way of preaching. Yeah. Because when you are actually stifling, you have to do whatever to save your loved ones. But that's the worst way of preaching. And people are like, you're so evasive, you're so aggressive. Yeah. You are, you do not know what steadiness is and how to build up a whole, preface of what you're trying to build up. Where's the context? Where's the emotional plea? There's no way to actually save everybody if you're trying to come up with a hook and a claw and trying to do whatever Dajjal is going to be doing, because Dajjal is going to be massive. When this word does not even do justice, this massive word, to the magnitude of what Dajjal is going to be doing at financial levels and emotional level and individual level and group level and country level and the global level and astronomical level, playing with time and everything. Everything is going to be so magnificent when it comes to Dajjal that people who are going to be believers and going to be like, can you not see the kafara written on his forehead? But people are like, you have just lost it, man. I can't see anything written on his forehead. Yeah. Imagine your son saying this to you, that daddy, you've lost it. What's wrong with you? You're so biased. You're such a Molvi. You're such an extremist that you're not seeing that this is the biggest solution to the bigger problems that we have. And they could be saying that this is real Jesus Christ in flesh and bone, in spirit and in message. But they won't be able to do anything about it. And that's the biggest stifling that actually comes with this word fitan. And this is something which people are not realizing, that the more knowledge that they gain, the bigger fitan it is going to be, because the number of people who are not going to be knowledgeable, which is still true, it was true till since ever, forever, that most of the people do not have the knowledge. So those people will be banking towards whatever is the savior at that point in time, and people with some sort of wisdom will know that there's something fishy, if not everything, that they will have some sort of hints that there is something missing in this version of Jesus. or the timing of, or the way is the whole pattern that people are going to be seeing at some level, because kafara on the forehead is too big of a sign.
Yeah.
Too big of a sign,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a fitan.
Yeah.
If I can see kafara, then why? This is not a fitan. This is not even a trial.
Yeah.
This is not in any meaning of the word fitan,
Yeah.
of helplessness and powerlessness, or of confusion. If I can see kafara written on somebody's head, I'm sorry, he can he can turn the whole sun into something else. Not like, dude, I'm sorry, but there's something on your forehead, man.
Yeah.
Because I read about this very thing.
Yeah.
So I know it's raining because you just said kun. Sorry, but why don't you just say kun to your forehead and just erase this first, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is something which is bothering me.
That's one of the most confusing points, because we've been told that he's going to be having a very clear statement written on his forehead, then still why won't be able to do anything about it?
Because that's why it's fitan. Yeah. Because the power of ignorance and emotional flurry is going to be at its magnificent peak, and you'll be left alone, and not alone in Brazil or China. You'll be alone in your own houses, where your own mothers and fathers and sons and daughters will be ridiculing you and spitting on your face that you're the guy who's actually taking us to hell, because they could see heaven at that time, and not just this worldly heaven. They'll be actually talking about the real heaven, because at one point in time, the Dajjal is going to be promising the real heaven. You think the Dajjal is not going to be religious, man? Everything in Hadith is about religion. Everything in the Bible is about religion, the religiousness of Dajjal. Dajjal will be carrying heaven and hell. Dajjal will be saying God. These are all religious terminologies. This man is not going to be a secular liberal. This man is going to be a right-winger. This man is going to be a rabbi or a priest or a Maulvi for all we know. This man is going to be a prophet in his own claim. So he can't be talking about sin. No one who wants to go do some party will be going towards the Dajjal. People will be actually going towards a salvation.
Wow.
This man is all religious in all the texts of all the prophets, that this is a religious man coming in. I'm not even talking about those right-wingers who are right-wingers in this current political arena. We all know they're not religious people. Donald Trump represents the right wing. Yeah. Pakistan has a right-winger party before this one. Yeah. So, and even this one claims to be. But the point is, these are not religious scholars. Everyone, they didn't even claim to be, and people don't think of them as religious scholars. Let alone a prophet. Let alone God. At this point in time, we better understand that this is a rabbi coming in, and this guy is going to be quoting Quran and is going to be making you understand, because ulama are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. Muslims are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. Christians are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. This is such a big problem. People are not realizing that. What is the believer going through at that time? Yeah. He's going through losing everything he likes, losing everyone he loves, losing every child of his. This is the kind of helplessness this man is going through. And this is the real fitan for the believers. And the worst of the worst state that he has is to do is to flee. I mean, it's like the state of Badr. Father fighting against the son. Literally, the fight of the battle of Badr, when Abu Bakr Siddiq is fighting against his own son. You understand me? But in this case, you won't even be able to fight. And you're told to flee. Imagine the fitan at that time, that I'm leaving my little daughter and son, and it is a little like Nuh alayhi salam.
Yeah, and there's a hadith which says that a man will tie up his family, his women especially, with the chains, so that they don't go follow this man, but they'll be breaking the chains and going. At that time, the Dajjal's gonna come with the kafara written. So it's going to be very obvious. So is it going to be like this, or it's going to be a different?
This is the psychology of a regular Muslim. That it's like whatever the psychology of Al-Qariya is, very close to the Dajjal time. Some sort of chaos, some sort of devastation going on here and there, at a personal level as well. But no, it's not. The worst part about Dajjal is the best part about Dajjal.
Wow. How do you define that?
The best part about Dajjal is the world is going to go through hell, famine and drought, and agriculturally, the world is going to go barren for many years before Dajjal comes in. So the time of Dajjal is the best time in the planet. The history of the planet would not have seen that kind of prosperity and resources, because this guy will be raining like anything.
Wow.
This guy will be showering money. This guy will be producing dead relatives. What else do you ask for? Psychologically speaking, this is not even in our psychology. We never ever we're not trained on this psychology that the happiness is to get your dead relatives back. We don't expect it.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is beyond the current state of psychological affairs at this when he's going to come in.
Yeah. But we still know that if your child is dying and a doctor heals him, how thankful we are to the doctor.
That's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
What if your child dies and he brings them back? That's way bigger of a state.
Yeah.
So the prosperity is not even imaginable. This planet is going to be so happy in the time of Dajjal. It's the happiest time ever. World peace. That ideal state, that is what Dajjal is actually eyeing out on, and he's going to get most of it.
So you mean to say, like, the way he's going to be known to the people is through the prosperity he's going to bring?
Yeah, he is. He's going to be...
Not as a person who's going to be...
a killer, shooter, and hunting for... No. This is not... those people are... Most people are going to be having the time of their lives. Imagine, why would anyone follow this guy in such grand numbers? I'm talking about billions here. This is very evident that, since of course, we know through Hadith that whatever he can do, since he's going to be doing it, he'll be speaking every language of every person. He'll be doing it's like Santa Claus amplified. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy is going to come in and is going to be showering gifts. And these gifts are not just temporary gifts. This man is bringing people from the dead. This guy is making your agriculture the strongest thing. And when I say agriculture, all of a sudden your psychology is suppressed a little. I'm talking about those kind of bearing of the land which this planet has not even seen. You know what I'm saying? This is something which only Jesus Christ or a prophet can do, and grow that sort of fruit from the harvest that's not even possible for that kind of technology which we have right now. So this is something which we better understand. We got to reconstruct our psychology, and do not think that the chaos is a sign of Dajjal. No, prosperity is a sign of Dajjal. Otherwise, what kind of deception are we looking at? This guy is so clear. He's got a kafara written, and he's claiming to be Jesus, and he's got one eye. He's got one eye. That's also another deception.
Yeah.
That people think that he's going to have one eye and we're going to spot him. What kind of deception do you think he is? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows that. Yeah, he's a one-eye guy claiming to be God. Are you kidding me? This is not how it's going to be. At least not in the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
Because Sahabas never even... They did not have that psychology that, one-eye guy, so he's going to be Dajjal. Because Ibn Sayyad did not have one eye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And nor did Tamim ud-Dari talk about his one eye. He just said there's a man in shackles. He never said this guy had one eye.
Yeah.
This guy is going to have one eye at some point in time, because the Prophet describes his eye. Whatever is going to happen to him, happened to him. But Ibn Sayyad is our missing piece of this puzzle of how to construct our psychology really well. This guy has to be...
That's a very, very important point, actually. Ibn Sayyad had both eyes, right?
Yeah. So Ibn Sayyad was a regular guy.
Yeah, so why would they doubt him for Dajjal?
Yeah. Nobody said, Prophet ﷺ, you said Dajjal is going to have one eye. This little boy has two eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is something which is part of his repertoire, where he's going to have a very, very attractive personality in terms of whatever he looks like or whatever he behaves like. I don't know why people actually start to confuse our own people by saying this is not a man. Ibn Sayyad is another example of why he's a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a man. Ibn Sayyad is not a system.
Yeah.
He was a man. So take it from the people who were taught directly by the Prophet ﷺ. And in this case, Ibn Sayyad, the Prophet ﷺ himself was there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a system. Is there a preparatory kit for the coming of Dajjal? Could be, but we're not talking about that right now, because I just told you the hadith itself says that it's going to be a very dry period for the planet. People are going to be dying from hunger before he comes, because there's not going to be any agriculture left. But this man is a man. This guy is a human being in flesh, and this man is going to be at such a level of charisma, potential for leadership. The guy can time travel. He knows some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And besides, he's going to be claiming to be Messiah. So Messiah is a man.
Yeah, but
not a system.
Not really, because Messiah is also a god for 3 billion people. You know what I'm saying? So he could be flying in the air for all we know for now, at this point of the argument. But what I'm trying to say is that this man has to have a flesh and bone for Muslims to follow, because Muslims are going to follow him blindly. Most of the women, for most of the following of his is going to be of women.
Yeah.
Not most of the women of the planet are going to follow him. That's not the hadith.
Yeah.
So it's not about an anti-feministic thing that I have an opinion for.
Okay.
His following will have more women.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that this guy has to be a charismatic leader with a lot of leadership capabilities, which are going to be manifested literally on his everyday persona, and he's going to have a lot of attraction in terms of his spirituality. He will be very correct in doing whatever he's going to be doing. He will be sinless. This guy will be sinless. The first sin of the Bible that the book of Revelation talks about, the Antichrist, it says that he will be made a king of the kings until he's going to hold the temple. And after his reign, he's going to somehow he's going to all of a sudden proclaim the original sin, which is incest, and he's going to allow a man to marry his sister or daughter. And that's the first strike on the temple and the church, and that's where the declaration of Antichrist is going to come in, which means also in the Bible and in the Hadith that this man is going to be better than the Pope, better than any rabbi, better than any scholar that we have of Islam. This man will be right on the top of the hierarchy of how correct he's going to be. And that's why most people are going to follow him. And on top of that, we will have a lot of gimmicks. He's going to be pulling a lot of things from thin air, and But I personally think that's going to come in. The miracles are going to come later on. He's going to first and foremost not convince people through miracles. I could start from there, but since he's going to be doing so many things in terms of, because my personal belief is that as soon as he's going to start to deform, is the more he's going to use his intergalactic technology, the more it's going to get deformed. And that's where the one eye concept comes into play.
You use intergalactic technology. I think we have to talk about it.
Yeah, we will. We will. But this guy who is going to come up with some sort of all the sorts of political solutions and financial solutions, and he's going to be really eloquent. People will be drooling over his speeches, and he will make things happen. It's not like that, It's not going to be like Obama or Putin or whatever leaders, or Mandela, where they actually look for the majority of the people. He will be looking at all of the people. Yeah. Mandela looked for the South African black race. Trump or Obama is for the Americans.
Yeah.
Putin was for the Russians.
Yeah.
There is no global leader right now. We don't even have a psychology for a global leader. This is the first time this global leader is going to come in and start to join every religion together, just like the Pope tried to do once, and he was deemed as the Antichrist.